Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is the M18 Hellcat. It's a Tier 6 American turreted tank destroyer. It's located on the south spawn of Mines, and this one is under the command of Elirox or B00YA. Now I can tell straight away by looking at that barrel, he's got the muzzle brake, which means that he must have the 90mm main gun. Game on! The reason for having a muzzle brake is of course to clear the view in front of the tank after it fires, and the reason for that is it does produce a lot of smoke at 90mm, and if the muzzle brake's there it actually clears away the smoke so they can see the target and shoot at it again. Now the M18 Hellcat, they were actually designed in 1942 and they were built during 1943 and 1944. They made 2,507 of them, and he just got a quick shot into a Super Hellcat, which was, we know, is the premium version, the Tier 7 version of this tank destroyer. It's a Tier 7 game with Tier 6 tanks in it. So he's bottom tier, so he stands to earn a lot of XP from this game. Now he's trying to look over the ground there, firing blind into where he thinks the Super Hellcat is. But if that Super Hellcat driver is smart, he'll pull away from that position. Okay, we've got a Jagdpanzer coming up behind us as well. Now these rounds were capable of doing 240 Alpha, 160mm of pen, and with the premium rounds, he's capable of doing 243mm of pen. Now you see an 88 there in the distance, and that's the reason he's just loaded the premium rounds, because he might need that extra power to get through the frontal armor. There's a weak spot on the 88. It's kind of in the center of the vehicle. Big cupola that sticks up like a sore thumb. And that 88, well, we've got our own 88 coming up. There you go. We can see him right in front of us. Standard reload is 8.15 seconds. You can see Elirox has got it down to 7.63. He's looking into the distance. He's firing blind at the moment, but he's obviously trying to fire at the positions where he thinks the enemy might be located. I'd say from the tracer that's coming out that there might be the Crusader located on Nigel's spot, which is on the C1 north of the hill. He's just wiped out the enemy BZ58. So he's got his first kill in the game. Well, the 88 on our team has located the Juno on the enemy team, and he's taking fire. And he's moving up, using cover. Oh, now the Juno's gone down. That kill went to the Jagdpanzer. Got a Panther to our right. We get a shot on him. Oh, just missed it. Okay, it looks like, well, he's turning his vehicle around. And that's to make a quick getaway if he needs to. If he does spot the enemy, he needs to accelerate quickly to get away. Otherwise, if he does get spotted, it's going to be very, very dangerous. Could take rounds. Panther's backing up. If he backs up just a little bit more, we should be able to get a shot into his side. Our guys are still taking fire on the middle island, so tanks are firing at them. In fact, they're taking Arty rounds as well. Okay, the enemy is pushing on the east side of the map as well. No sign of that Panther. We can't see him. Oh, now there's somebody. There is one Arty somewhere directly ahead of us, because we just saw the tracer appear from the plateau on top of the hill, or on top of the near their cap. There's the 88 from the enemy team. Oh, he's been spotted. Need to get away quick. And he accelerates away very, very quickly. Okay, he's safe now. The unfortunate thing about the 88 is it can't accelerate very quickly because it's so heavy. And he's starting to take fire from the enemy 88. Now, there's that cupola right on top. And he pumps one round in, and we've got an enemy Hellcat over on the plateau. He just took a swing at us. We saw a round hit the rock face in front of us. Now we're switching to the HE and firing at the bush. There's one that hit something because there was no flash from the rounds blowing up at the other end of the rock face. Oh, he's just killed a Nashorn. Well, he fired at a Hellcat and he hit a Nashorn. Well, we'll take that. That's a kill. It's not the kill we expected, but it's a kill we'll gratefully accept. Sometimes these things are sent to us and we think, whoa, that's a little gift, that is. Okay, well, the enemy Arty is focusing on our guys on the north of the island. We've now lost our teammates, the Jagdpanzer IV and the 88 that went up onto the middle island, and I would expect the enemy to try and push forward. Again, Elirox has parked himself in such a way he can make a quick getaway if he needs to, and with good reason. Oh, look at that. Super Hellcat pops his head out, takes a look, 6th sense goes off, and he pulls straight back again. He could have taken a shot because he was lined up on the bush, but he didn't know if anyone was in the bush. And he actually popped out just to see if the 6th sense would go off, and it did. So he made the correct decision to pull back, because if he had shot, it might have actually hit us, but he couldn't be sure that he wouldn't get a round back from a different direction. And enemy Arty is firing on the rock face in the center of the middle island. So it looks like the enemy Arty, because they do have a Crusader, and that looks like the Crusader 5.5 SP with a stock gun, the 4.5 inch gun, because it's a quick firing gun. 6 left on each team. They've got 2 Arty and 4 tank destroyers. We've got 2 Arty, 3 tank destroyers and a heavy tank. We do have the east side of the map at the moment. We're the only one holding the west side against the enemy. We have a Giro at the back. He's redlining it, and he's with the AMX-13 F3. And we just lost our Tiger 1, taken out by the enemy Hummel. No sign of the enemy, though. The enemy hasn't decided to come forward on the middle island. And, oh no, that's interesting. The Hellcat, who was up on the plateau previously, is now on the hill. He's next to the castle. He's in the castle. Now, can we get a shot? There it is. No, missed the chance. The dispersion on this gun is such that even at this range, chances are the shell might miss the target, and he did miss there. Now, can we get a shot? He's not being very cooperative. And whilst we're sticking out like that, we might get seen. And Elirox is just clearing his behind because he doesn't want to get caught by an enemy coming over the middle island who can see him. So he needed to clear that he wasn't being spotted or couldn't be spotted. Just feathering the reticule around, trying to locate for something. Oh, that's big. I think that was the AMX-13 F3 who just got a big hit on the Hellcat. Oh, but that's where it was the GW. That was a big hit because it's taken virtually all of his hit points. He's now one shot. Okay, we're going back to the same position we were before. Oh, he flipped himself up. Oh, and he did get spotted. The 88 saw him. Yeah, you've got to watch out for that. He would have been spotted anyway, even once he went through past that face of the rock. The enemy was going to see him regardless. So the enemy knows where he is. They might try to fire at him. We can see the Super Hellcats in the center. Jackson's gone into the hill. He's going after the Hellcat. Oh, and the Arty just hit him as well. We're trying to follow up and go with him. And the Crusader just managed to get a shot onto the Jackson, and it looked to me like the shell was coming from behind us. It might be on the South Island, the Crusader. Giro's going after the GW, who's out of position now, and the Giro on our team is not protecting him. He is moving position, but I'm afraid our GW is likely to get wiped out. Of course, the Giro, tier 6 Japanese tank destroyer. Looks like the Giro on the enemy team's trying to pull back because our Giro is now looking at him. And Super Hellcat, beautiful! Reactive very, very quick, took the guy out straight away, but he did get spotted. Well, we're seeing one Arty fire from the north to the south. And, well, the enemy Crusader was spotted on the north of the middle island. Unfortunately, we did lose the GW Panther, but the Giro should still be around here. Okay, we're using the bushes for cover. No sign of him yet. He must be somewhere behind these buildings. Just somewhere ahead of us is a Giro in concealment. There he is! Straight through the center. Now, long reload. Oh! Sold him a dummy. Now he can take a shot. And gets the kill. Enemy RT firing at him. That's the Crusader. Okay, that's the last chance the Crusader gets for a while. Okay, that means that the north of the map is now free. There's only 3 left on the enemy team. The 88 is last seen on the middle island. And the 2 Arty, well, the Crusader was seen near the north, but I think it's not the Crusader. I'm pretty sure that Crusader's gone south for the winter. Okay, he's quickly getting behind cover around this corner. He's going to look for the Hummel. Where are you? Check the usual places. Oh, there he is. Okay, dial in. Oh, snapshot, and he got it. Normally that doesn't work, but he did get it this time. Now he just needs to lock on. He tried, the Hummel tried to derp him, tried a shotgun, and there's a kill shot. He got it. Now, if he goes directly south, he might roll into that 88. But I'm pretty sure the Crusader SP and the 88 are both directly south of the West Island, the Middle Island. I think they might be on the South Island by now. Okay, so he's changed course. Sold them the dummy. They think he's going down the centre of the map. Giro's going up the centre. Oh, he's just spotted the 88. So the AMX 13F3 is dashing to get away. The 88 just got fired on by the Giro. And there's the Crusader, so we know where the Crusader is as well. No shot on the 88 at the moment, but we know the Crusader must be directly to the south of us right now. Giro's going to have a perfect shot. Oh, he does! He gets it! He got him. That means there's only one tank left to kill, and that's the Crusader, 5.5-inch SP, and he must be to the south of us. We're loading premium round. We should actually have a HE round, or armor piercing would be just as good. There he is. One shot to win the game. Well, he fired at us, and there's one shot to kill him, and that's a Top Gun as well, and a brilliant game by Elirox. Well, here's the end of battle results, and that was a very tactical game by Elirox of B00YA in the Hellcat. He got an ace tanker out of that game, as well as a fire for effect for doing more damage than hit points to his own vehicle. Pascucci's medal for killing both enemy SPGs. He got the Hummel, and then he got the Crusader, and he got a Top Gun as well for getting 6 kills in the game. That's more than 1/3 of the enemy team. In fact, it's 2/5 of the enemy team, actually. And he also got a win rate of 7,969, which is super unicum and quite a bit more. Let's have a look at the team score. Well, the highest damage in that game was 2,237 hit points of damage. In fact, that's the highest damage on his team. It's not the highest damage overall. In fact, the King Tiger captured on the enemy team managed 2,290. I didn't miss that, didn't spot that. But yes, he got slightly more damage, but it wasn't 20% of the enemy hit pool, and that's why he didn't get the high caliber. Third highest damage was the Giro on our team, who was being very passive in that game, really didn't get involved until the latter stages, but he still did get some damage in the game as well. And the AMX-13, well, he should be congratulated. He got a Confederate and 1,305 hit points of damage, but he was hitting enemy tanks that were losing hit points in places like the top of the hill and over on the island. So well done to him. Our GW Panther managed to get 1,340 as well. So both Artys were very active. Unfortunately, the GW went a little too far forward, thinking that he had the protection of his teammates, but those teammates got wiped out and he was left hanging out in the wind when the Giro was sitting on the back row waiting for everything to come to him. But anyway, when it came to kills, look at this. 6 kills went to, Elirox. 3 kills went to the King Tiger captured on the enemy team. 2 kills went to the GW Panther on his own team, and the Crusader SP and Super Hellcat on the enemy team. And when it came to base XP, only one player managed to exceed 1,000 hit points, base experience points rather, and that was Elirox, who managed 1,230. The next highest being the Giro, who managed 791, followed by the AMX-13 F3, who managed 709. He fired 15 rounds in the game, so he had plenty of ammo spare, because you get 30 rounds in the standard M18 Hellcat. He got 11 direct hits and 11 penetrations, so every shell he fired hit the target. Mind you, he did use premium rounds quite a few times, and that would have cost him overall 2,237 hit points, of which 847 were at more than 300 meters. He spotted 4 of the enemy, damaged 7, killed 6, and did 790 hit points of spotting assist in that game as well. On a premium count, he actually made 50,107 credits profit. He got a 50,000 bonus there for completing a mission, 30 bonds for another mission achievement, and 3,690 experience points altogether as well. So a very decent round there for Elirox in the Hellcat on Mine's map, and a very tactical one as well, because the enemy were being very clever. They were moving about a lot behind the fields, and obviously it looked like they had the middle island occupied, but yes, the 88 was staying on that island, but all the other ones were moving about, and they were actually going into the center of the map and trying to take the hill and shooting from the hill. But in the end, it all worked out okay. He managed to outthink them by going in, taking out that Giro in the castle, and then after that, he could then deal with them one by one, finish them off. So I hope you enjoyed that one. We've got another one for you. Yes, he wasn't alone. This wasn't the only replay he did. He's did another one, and he sent that one in as well. So let's have a look at that battle. The second battle is in the Bassotto, the Semavente Bassotto, and he's on the south spawn of Steps. Well, this is a tank destroyer that was designed and built in 1942, and they actually had 12 units built by 1943. In fact, it's rather unusual, this tank destroyer, because it looks like a Stug, but it was actually a pure Italian design. And the good thing about it is that 12 units were actually used to fight against the Germans, whilst the remainder actually were used by the Germans themselves. They liked it so much they took over the units that they actually had control over. Now, you've got a choice of guns on this one. Let's see which gun he's actually chosen to mount. It appears that he's got the 105mm, which is 440 alpha, and it's got 1.91 meters on the burst radius. It's basically an HE gun, so it's a derp gun, and he's got heat rounds for his alternate. So his penetration with the standard HE is, as you're just about to see there, was 105mm a pen. With the heat rounds, it will go through 230. Okay, first shot with the heat doesn't get there. Guy pulls back in time. He's got a couple of trees for protection. Ideally, he wants to get shots on those guys at the back. They're the ones that can't see him at the moment because they're actually behind the trees. And he did get a hit. It's a rather slow shell, but he did get 321. Now remember, 440 alpha, so it's a big shell. And he got another hit! The T1 heavy, and he's gone! So that's very worthwhile. Going for the Churchill 3 again. Didn't get that one. Just remember, it's a slow shell, and he's firing over long range. Trying to go for the turret. You can see these shells are... Oh, yes! He's almost lobbing these shells at the enemy at long range, and there goes the Churchill 3. Tier 6 game with Tier 5 tanks. He's pulled forward to try and have a go at that M6. Okay, stay there. And another hit. 333 off that one. Go for it again. No, that didn't work because the guy was pulling back as he shot. Wait for it. Long reload. Wait for it. Now. That's better. And he got the kill this time. Yeah, the standard reload by the book, 7.67 seconds. He's got it down to 7.18. So not much of a difference, but it is still a very, very good derp gun. The AMD's way off in the distance now. He's running away, but there is a Jagdpanzer IV over there as well. There he is, long range. Let it settle, long dial in. Now, I don't think he got that. The 88 got him instead. Okay, so he's off and moving. Yeah, there was only 30 of these actually built before the surrender. That was in the middle of 1943, remember? That's when the Italians surrendered. The Germans continued to use them, and they actually continued to build them as well, because the factories are actually in the north of Italy, and they were still under German control at the time. In effect, it was called the Stug M43. But of course, it was a Italian design. It's got a really hefty gun. Long before the Italians came into the tech trees, we were wondering if this one would actually count as an Arty rather than a tank destroyer, because it was a self-propelled gun. Now, our team seems to be doing rather well over on the northeast corner at the moment. I don't think the Fifi will survive very long. Yep, she's gone down, the 105 FH 18B2. But the bad news is the enemy is starting to actually come in from the west side of the map, and our teammates are under a lot of pressure over there. They just lost the Hellcat, and now he's trying to cover the cap area. There's a Cavalier coming closer and closer. Now, he can't see us at the moment. We're under the trees, but we're just outside view range. He's firing long range. The Cavalier just came into view range of one of our tanks, the heavy tank number 6. And because he did, we were actually able to see where he was. Well, we won't be able to see him now because he's out of sight of the heavy tank, who's trying to fight off 2 tanks simultaneously. He's decided to give up the height and move a bit closer to get sight of the enemy. He can knock down some of these trees over here, provide himself with a little cover. That's it. Turn sideways on. No, he's decided not to knock the trees down. I would have actually knocked those trees down just to give a bit of cover and done it at least twice, so there was more than one tree. Okay, there's the Cavalier. He's going to get spotted as soon as he fires. Oh, now he went down, and he was hit by the Fifi on our team. And we've now got a Type 64. Remember the slow shell velocity, though. Oh, what a shot! 464, that's a high roll with one shot. And he took out the Type 64. That shell must have penetrated, and, well, obviously, nice result. And that was well led, that shot. He actually had to fire in advance of the target, pick a spot, and put the shell where he expected the enemy to go. Well, the bad news is we're down to 3 players on our team. The enemy have got 4. The only tank we've got ahead of us is the T-150. Here comes the Hellcat. One shot, but he didn't get the connection. Okay, get him this time. And he does fire one in, but he does pin. Got 486, but now he's taking damage. And it's that T-67. Now that one shot right over the top of the turret of the T-67. Hellcat came forward, but he got wiped out by the Crusader. And now we've got the enemy Arty trying to fire at us as well. Or is it the Arty? No, it's actually... it is their Arty, it's the Fifi. And there's the next shot from the enemy Fifi. Ooh, very close. Okay, Crusader's pushing. He's getting close. Okay, the enemy Fifi can't see us anymore. And I think he's run away. He's picking a spot so he can ambush us. Crusader's rushing in. Now that's very long range. And remember, the shell velocity, very slow. Oh, the Crusader took a hit. There's the T-67. And he was stationary. Oh, and he corrected that. Went behind the rock. Can we get a shot? If he comes out from behind the rock at all, he's dueling with our Crusader. Line it up. Oh, hit the ground next to him. Okay, go for it. Just get close. And he's gone. And that means now it's only the enemy Arty to go. Now, as far as we can make out, he was over on the west side of the map. That's where the shells appear to be coming from. But I'd head for the enemy cap area. Remember, he's got a view range 390 meters. Crusaders approaching from one direction, we're going from the other. But we're minimal hit points. One shot, and we could get taken out just like that. Yeah, he said, sorry, I missed my shot. And the Bassotto, and he says, careful with left, he can out-spot you. Okay. At this moment, he's actually watching to his left, to his right, because he thinks the Fifi might be over on the other side of the railway line. Popping up. Now, you should pop up, and there's the enemy. Okay, because he would get the sixth sense once he was spotted. Just dialing in, let it settle, let it settle, let it settle, and he's gone. And that is the end of the game, and it's a victory. Here's the end of battle results, and that was a first-class tanker for Elirox of B00YA in the Bassotto. He managed to get a fire for effect for doing more damage than the hit points to his own vehicle, and he got the high caliber for dealing the most damage in that game overall. His win rate was 5,037, which is Super Unicum standard. Let's have a look at the team score. Well, yes, the highest damage was 2,542. That went to Elirox. Second highest damage in the game actually went to the M6 on the enemy team with 2,448. And the third highest damage, well, that went to the Crusader, who actually managed to get a Pascucci's Medal and a Confederate for 2,177 hit points of damage. When it came to kills, though, it was between the Crusader and the Fifi on our team. Both got 5 kills each. And if they'd actually platooned with Elirox, all 3 players would have ended up with a crucial contribution. Sadly, though, they didn't platoon and they missed out on that opportunity. But the third, or the second highest damage, highest number of kills, I should say, is the Type 64, which he took out with that lovely leading shot. He got 3 kills, and 2 kills went to Elirox, of course, and the enemy Hellcat. When it came to base XP, he was actually in joint top position with 966, because Crusader got 966 as well. And in third place was the Fifi on our team with 728. So quite a turn-up that both players in the end managed to get the same base XP in the game. He fired 16 rounds, got 8 direct hits on the enemy and 7 penetrations. As you can see, it's kind of a bit of a lobbing shell action that you actually lob the shells at the targets. So if you are going to shoot at long range, do give plenty of lead, or do try and get the target lined up so the shell just drops on them like an Arty round. 8 direct hits on the enemy, 7 penetrations and 1 splash. Damage of 2,542, of which 1,451 were at more than 300 meters. So you can see he was enjoying himself just lobbing the shells at the enemy. 4 hits received, 4 penetrations, I'm afraid. The armor, well, it is fairly strong. It's not hugely strong. It's 75 millimeters at the front and 45 at the side. So it's a bit like a Stug, really, in that sense. It's also received 1 hit by way of splash. That was from the enemy Arty. 5 enemy vehicles were damaged, 2 were killed, and 275 hit points of damage assistance. Now, he did make a loss off this game because he did fire a fair amount of heat rounds, and those are expensive. He actually made a loss of 26,072 credits overall, but he did have to pay consumables at full price. He also got 5,796 experience points out of it as well, so a lot of experience earned out of that game. So I thought you might like to see both of those games, the Hellcat game, which was very tactical, and then this one where he was lobbing shells at the enemy, but lobbing them very well. That shot on the Type 64 at long range was really epic, because the guy was moving very fast. I hope you enjoyed both of those replays. If you did, please give this video a like, do subscribe to our channel, leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm, and thank you for watching.